6 pick 3 scrim with my good friend YouseeMourinho. He basically helped me practice for the Brisbane regionals that is coming in this March. Okay, so what you see here are the two teams. Mine is on the right. I'm actually playing with a different dance pass. This is the one I'm still building for the competition, but um, so I'll be playing with dance pass, primate, ariados, Feraligatr, Diggersby, and Mandibuzz. And my opponent or my friend will be playing with Wigglytuff, Morpeko, Primeape, Feraligatr, Shadow Marowak, and Miltank. Okay, so um, I'm gonna go through how I basically set up my team. So okay, based on these two teams, right? If I look at my team and I pit it against my opponent, um, what is very safe into my opponent's team is probably Ariados. It doesn't have a very it doesn't have many counters or like fast move pressure except for Miltank. So my strategy would be to try and put Ariados or Mandibuzz into the center, but sorry into the lead. But I noticed that there is also Wigglytuff. So um, if I play Mandibuzz in the lead, Wigglytuff and Miltank can both pressure me. So the safest choice would be to pick Ariados. The other Pokemon is Mandibuzz, yes, because I think it has good play into the three. Yeah, I think it has very good play into the three very strong attackers, which is Primate, Marowak, and Feraligatr. But I do have to watch out for Morpeko. So with that, I'll be pairing these two Pokemon with Diggersby. Um, and I think in the subsequent video you will also see I pair it with Feraligatr as well, because I wanted to put Feraligatr against Wigglytuff and Miltank, because I noticed there's no um, it's not very safe to put Primate into this, because I think we have Wigglytuff and Morpeko, sorry, not Marowak with the fast move pressure, so it's very difficult to bring Primate here. Yeah, so the four Pokemon that I'll mainly be using is Ariados, Mandibuzz, Diggersby, and Feraligatr. Okay, let's get into the match. Okay, let's go. Hopping into the first match. Okay, this first match I tried to use Primeape as a lead. So Primeape against Primeape, I'm going to go for an overfarm a little bit. My opponent opts to throw the Rage Fist instantly. I know I can take this first Rage Fist, so I'm gonna let this first one go, and then I'm gonna farm up to about just below 2 Rage Fists, because I'm not very sure which who gets the charge attack priority. So I'm going to go for the first Rage Fist now. Opponent shields, and then we're going for the second Rage Fist. Okay, looks like it's my opponent doesn't go for the CNP tie, so I'm going for the second Rage Fist. Hits quite hard, and I'm gonna come in with Diggersby. Now this is my first mistake when I played this first match, so I should have just tried to farm down, because I am on 2 Rage Fists already and my opponent is on 1. So this is my mistake. Although I did get the farm down, but you can see that as I review Diggersby, there is another Pokemon at the back that is strong against Diggersby. So yeah, my opponent opts to go for the Marowak. So here I'm up a shield, but I opted to no shield Diggersby, which reason being that I wanted to save the shields for Ariados, but I realized that after this battle, it's quite a mistake, because Ariados has one counter, which is the Miltank, which what I mentioned in the starting intro is that Ariados should have been my lead, because Miltank is the only counter, and what you see here is I was able to get farmed down by the Diggersby. Okay, here I try to go for a catch. Okay, then I come in with Ariados. Ariados, even with 2 shields, is still pretty frail if you don't have energy advantage. And here you'll see why. So Bone Cup's coming in. I'm trying to go for the first Trailblaze to make sure my attack buffs. Okay, then I opted to double shield this Marowak, because I wanted to save HP. And in my head I know that I need to save the HP, because there's a Miltank coming in. So one roll out definitely does a lot of damage to Ariados. So here my plan was to try and trailblaze to increase my attack, but as you can see, Miltank is so tanky. Yeah, I don't think it'll be enough to take down Miltank, and then he still has the Marrow Whack at the back, which Poison Sting doesn't really do a lot of fast move pressure. Yeah, and you see the rollouts adding up one by one. Going for the next lunge, and it still doesn't knock them out. It's not even close, and the rollouts 1, 2, 3. I try to catch, good catch, but unfortunately Ariados is not at a move, and neither do I have the HP for it. So as Ariados comes in, one more rollout, and that's it for the first game. Okay, so taking a look at the first game, basically what I thought was, okay, Ariados is the only safe pick against the rest of the team, so I decided to go for Ariados lead from here on, based on the analysis that I did at the start. The reason why I tried to go for Primate is because I know there's a Miltank. I wanted to try and counter the Miltank. But unfortunately I was faced with another Primate, and usually if you face Primate against Primate, if you have the higher attack stat, which my Primate usually has, it's quite safe. Normally I would stay in and try and win charge attack priority. Yeah, so okay, let's go into the next. Okay, here we go. Ariados lead again, leading into Wigglytuff, so opponent switches into Miltank. I'm going to try and farm up to 4, and then I'm coming in with Diggersby. So I have Mandibuzz and Ariados, basically both are weak to Miltank, but I was hoping that I can draw out Miltank so that I can save swap with my Diggersby. So Miltank, Body Slam doesn't really do much damage, and I think his other move is Thunder Punch, Thunderbolt, I'm not very sure, seeing as after this, you basically be seeing him continuously doing Body Slam. So firing off the first Scorching Sands. Scorching Sands does about 1/4, 25% HP damage, so in this match, 0 shield, I think Diggersby wins Miltank quite comfortably, as Body Slam doesn't do much. Without Ice Beam, I think it's quite disadvantageous for Miltank. So you'll see Scorching Sands go through. Miltank is probably low at this point in the red. Okay, it takes it out. Okay, so now I've one switch advantage, and we have a little bit of energy left on Diggersby. So I'm trying to farm up as much as possible, try to get to the next Scorching Sands. Feraligatr has not much fast move pressure, but the Hydro Cannons do hurt onto Diggersby. So firing the first Scorching Sands. Okay, Feraligatr opts to shield. Now we are up a shield with 3 Pokemon, and Feraligatr is about 7 counts of Hydro Cannon. So I'm going to be firing off the first Hydro Cannon here. So now he has 2 extra Shadow Claws. So I'm going to come in, okay, with Mandibuzz, because I'm expecting there is either a Morpeko at the back or a Marowak at the back, or a Primate, yes. So all these can be resisted by Ariados. As I said, Ariados is quite safe, right? So I'm coming with Mandibuzz. Mandibuzz can take the first Ice Beam, no problem. I'm gonna go for an Aerial Ace to try and take maybe 25% of HP, and then try and farm down again with Snarl. Okay, Feraligatr opts to shield, which is good for me. I'm going straight for the Dark Pulse at this point. So at this point, I'm up 2 shields. I'm also up with 1 very, very healthy Ariados with 4 counts, okay, now 5 counts of Poison Sting. So I'm already at a lunge or a Trailblaze. Hydro Cannon coming in, and I'm going to opt to farm down. Okay, Wigglytuff coming in. So Feraligatr is low at 1 HP, and we have Wigglytuff with the first charm. So I'm going to first try and boost up my attack. That's about 25% HP. And then I'm going directly for a lunge. Okay, so lunge basically reduces the charm fast move pressure, and then I'm just going to farm down from here. And then we have Feraligatr at 1 HP, so it should be able to fast move down this. Yep, this is the second game. Okay, going to the third game. So it should be the same team, same composition. We we are leading again with Ariados. I thought that strategy worked pretty well, and it's the same team, Ariados, Diggersby and Mandibuzz. So Ariados against Primeape, it resists basically everything on Primeape. Ghost type is neutral, but doesn't really hurt. Close combat is also resisted, so I'm going to just no shield this. Opener opts for a close combat, okay, no problem, he has to switch out, and now I'm going for a Trailblaze. And this is the part where I think he could have played a little bit differently, because I think he should have stayed in with Primeape and continued to Rage Fist instead of close combat. Now I'm on double super effective damage on to Marowak, because it's a shadow and it's a ground, so he has to double shield my attack. And I'm just gonna let this Ariados be farmed down. Okay, now I'm going to plan to come in with Mandibuzz and try not to reveal Diggersby first, because I think Diggersby has played into Miltank and Morpeko that I have not seen yet, and also a little bit into Feraligatr, as I am up 2 shields. So I'm going to just farm as much as possible, and as you can see, Mandibuzz can take 1 Rock Slide. It's going to take this. I'm going to shoot out the second Rock Slide. Okay, I'm farming up, and it's a Primeape. So Primeape comes back. I'm coming in with the Aero Ace, and now I have 2 Aero Aces loaded into Mandibuzz. Okay, first arrow hits. Okay, unfortunately the Snarl doesn't do a lot of fast move pressure, but I know that none of Primate's moves can threaten Mandibuzz at this range, so no shield this, Rage Fist, yeah, blah blah blah. I'm gonna try and farm as much as possible now. Okay, at this point I wanted to preserve the health on Mandibuzz just in case there's like a Morpeko at the back, so I don't want to give my opponent free farm. Okay, so I'm gonna fire on 100 energy. So we have about 2.5 Aero Aces here. So I'm about 2 Snarls away from the second Aero Ace now. We have Miltank coming in, which is a good sign because Diggersby can basically resist everything. So Dark Pulse coming in, we reduce the Miltank's health, and notice we have 2 Aero Aces, right? So we have another Aero Ace left. Okay, Marowak comes in. Miltank basically has 1 Body Slam, so I'm coming in with the first Scorching Sands. Okay, attack debuff, which is good. Marowak, basically, I think you should go for the Bone Club, which is the stronger move, but it's not very effective against Diggersby. And here we go, and it's going to be a very close battle between Miltank and Diggersby. So the first Body Slam is going to come in. Not much damage, but as you can see, it will add up eventually, and we'll see in the end game. Attack debuff, which is good for me. 3. That's 3 counts of rollouts, which is the next Body Slam, and it's not gonna really knock out Diggersby, but Scorching Sand is gonna come in, firing before the rollout can complete the animation, and that will be game for the game 3. So in this series we're gonna be doing a best of 5, so there'll be 2 more games. Here we go, game 4. We have Ariados into Primeape, same lead, same Pokemon, same team structure. I'm going with the same strategy. So Primeape will now farm up to 4 Karate Chops to the first Rage Fist. So I'm gonna let the first Rage Fist go. Same as the second game, right? And now I'm farming up a little bit more to try and get some extra energy, because I know this will come in handy later on. So I'm going to fire the first Trailblaze. Trailblaze gets shielded. This will be the second Rage Fist. If it's a close combat, it will take me down to the red. Rage Fist also does the same, so the better attack will be Rage Fist, yeah. And I'm going with the Trailblaze. So now I think my opponent doesn't want to waste another shield in the first lead matchup, I think, so he's gonna no shield this, and I'm gonna get the farm down. So what comes in after that will be Feraligatr. Okay, so he gets one Shadow Claw advantage. So now I'm thinking, okay, there's a Feraligatr, there might be Morpeko, so I need to save Diggersby. So same thing, coming in with Mandibuzz. Yeah, it's exactly the same scenario. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, so 6 Shadow Claws. So I think he tried to bait me on this one with Hydro Cannon. No shielding the first one. 1. Okay, firing after the first Snarl, which is okay, Dark Pulse coming through. So now I know that another Dark Pulse will take out the Feraligatr. Now I'm gonna guess that this is an Ice Beam, but actually it's not. I think it's another Hydro Cannon, but just to be safe, I'm gonna put up a shield and then try to take try to either take the shield and take the shield or try to take down this Feraligatr. Feraligatr decides to protect itself. So I come in directly with Diggersby to try and get some extra farm. So at this point I think I know, I understand the matchup that, okay, if I come in early with Diggersby, I'm able to farm a little bit more because rollouts take 3 turns, Diggersby takes 2 turns. So I can farm out a little bit more on Scorching Sands, and I can take maybe about 7 rollouts before, 7 body slams before I get knocked out. So I'm trying to farm as much as possible with any advantage that I have. Scorching Sands, we have the second one loaded, but I think body slam is coming in. So going to just no shield everything here. Okay, so Mandibuzz has a move loaded, as we know. We found out to 2 Dark Pulses previously, but I think after the first one, I think we only have Aerial Ace loaded on Mandibuzz. So we just gotta keep that in mind as I fire the second Scorching Sands. Okay, bring it low and try to farm down the last one. Okay, unfortunately I didn't farm down, so I'm gonna shield up this last rollout. Sorry, this last body slam, and I come in directly with Mandibuzz. Okay, so yeah, Feraligatr has a move after 2 Shadow Claws, which is the Hydro Cannon. So now he's pretty dry. Yeah, and you see Mandibuzz is so tanky, he can tank the Hydro Cannon. So Aerial Ace coming in. Okay, so I'm about 2 Snarls away from the second Aerial Ace. 1. Okay, so that's Miltank with 1 HP. Yeah. Okay, let's go the final match, which is a little bit different. I decided to switch up Mandibuzz for Feraligatr just to put some spice into it. Opponent has also decided to switch. He went into Morpeko. Okay, this time he went for a Psychic Fang's bait, and I didn't want to risk anything, so I went to shield. I used the shield. Okay, Aura Wheel is a very strong move onto Ariados, and neutrally damage, it is also gonna do a lot of damage. So I'm just trying to preserve my health, going for the first lunge. 4, 5, and this is the second Aura Wheel. So I'm going to opt to no shield this because I'm trying to predict that there will be a better Pokemon at the back for Feraligatr to take down. So I'm going to come in with Diggersby and try to overfarm here. 4, 5. Okay, I'm going to threaten with the first Fire Punch. So Fire Punch will knock out Morpeko at this range. So let's see what my opponent does. Okay, he opts to shield to preserve Morpeko and switches out into Feraligatr. So now Feraligatr is at a 2 Shadow Claw lead, which is a bad thing for me. But I know my Feraligatr can take 1 Hydro Cannon, so I'm just gonna no shoot the first one. Yep, and then we go into 2, 3, 4. I fire on 4 to make sure that the opponent Feraligatr doesn't get to fire the second Hydro Cannon. Okay, this brings him down to the red, and I'm in the yellow, so I got a health lead, so I think I can farm down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shield up here, and I'm going to farm down the Feraligatr, because seeing as he's about energy dry, and I'm going to come out with about 1.5 energy loaded with Hydro Cannon, so I can fire again, And what comes in next? So we have Wigglytuff. I'm gonna fire it instantly. Okay, this will take about 50% of Wigglytuff HP. So yeah, 50%. And then now coming directly with Diggersby, because I don't want Wigglytuff to get an energy lead. If he is able to get an energy lead, I think Icy Wind will debuff me and put me in a very bad spot against Morpeko. So I want to try and get an energy lead and fire my first Scorching Sands first to try and take down the Wigglytuff, and then comes back Morpeko, which, yeah, Psychic Fangs or our Wheel doesn't do much damage against Diggersby, so I can basically farm all the way until Scorching Sands because I have a 2 quick attack lead, right? 1, 2, oh, I just need a Fire Punch, yeah, 3, 4, yep, I just need a Fire Punch, which ends the game for Morpeko.